Alright, so in this one we're going to be going over the updated GamePress tier list. Obviously, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta has been added to S tier, EX Jiren, Ultra Vegeta, Robbery are added to tier 1, Beerus moved up to tier 1, Zenkai LF Beerus I assume, because he does pair well with Evolution Vegeta. And then Evolution Vegeta and Vegito Blue are the big winners. Let me look at this real quick before we go back into the actual website, right? So why this tier is key value when adjustable 35 gives him steady shooter key and seemingly non-stop increase in damage inflicted. His color is a bit strange choice and creates a lateral move at best in a few of his team options, but he's still great in God Key. He's a lot of competition on Super Saiyan or Universe Survival Saga with Jesus Christ, I can't speak. With Android 17 and Vegeta Family with Yellow Vegeta, even though Vegeta Family you don't really need to run Yellow Vegeta, but sure. But creates an interesting dynamic in God Key when compared to Vegeta Blue. Truthfully, there is no wrong answer here. Vegeta seems to have a more consistent damage output from the start to finish, and some more survivability. I disagree. Whereas Vegeta Blue is not too far behind damage-wise, but has the opportunity to land a potential game-changing extra move. Both can share S tier since the debate between the two is so close. Vegeta Blue is better. You're gonna run Vados on every single God Key based team. When you run that with Vegeta, you're not running Vados, and when you aren't running Vados, you're running Beerus, and Beerus is a liability, while Vados, yes, is a liability, has more in her kit that makes her not as much of a liability as Beerus. Then Jiren is extremely easy S tier once RU and especially USS get a more complete color wheel. Will also distinguishing closely to put Goku in Z. A more higher buff might send him over the edge. There's a common misconception he's only good against hybrids. He's great versus all. More or less did that video earlier was because of this tier list coming out, because I wanted to see how good Goku was, and he did do good in most matches. So I do agree with that. Goku probably is like a high S tier option. At like very high stars, I could see him being, if not top of S tier, very, very close to it. So obviously the top 4 are going to be the top 4. That'll never change because Legends and meta doesn't change. It's fun. Boo being there makes sense. Blue Goku makes sense. Android 18 probably could drop a little bit, honestly, because you're not really running into many purples nowadays. Besides Rival Gohan, maybe Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but that's about it. EX Goku, obviously with the top 3 units being hybrids. Yes, his value is insane. Bardock, yeah, you see Super Saiyans a lot. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I'd say could go lower. GC just ain't it, and Saiyans you have more blast-based setup that's just better. Bojack, very good. I do not think he's above Kid Buu in any regard at all. Hell no. I'd say he's above Red Gogeta, but below Kid Buu. Kid Buu could probably be bumped up here to Android 18 level, if not Super Saiyan 4 Goku level. Kid Buu can 1v3 solo teams. I've done it personally with my 6-star Kid Buu. Just 1v3 a movies team, 1v3 a Super Saiyan team, and he does extra damage to Saiyans or regen. That's pretty much every goddamn match you're going to face a Saiyan or regen unit. If not, then he'll be type advantage against hybrids, so it's like there's no loss for Kid Buu, right? Trunks, yeah, he dropped because Rival Gohan just replaced him, and he's not really run anywhere else, so you could run him on Future or on hybrids, but Rival Gohan obviously is the better option. Gogeta, he could be, I guess he could be higher than Trunks just because Super Saiyans, but that's about it. Piccolo, DKP, right next to each other. I don't think there's a big discrepancy between the two. Super 17. Super 17. I say Vegeta's above him. Namek Goku. Namek Goku's low. The thing is, ideal Saiyan team, you're running Namek Goku, Angel, Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3. So I'm confused why Super Saiyan 3 is Z tier. Namek Goku's all the way down here. And Namek Goku could be like Trunks level. Like he's on the ideal Saiyan setup. Like that's it. I don't know why he's so low. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta again can be swapped out with Super 17, Purple DKP. Definitely is overvalued on this list. Like you just look at everyone else, he's definitely overvalued. He's probably tier 1 to me, easily. Vegeta better than Zamasu. I wholeheartedly disagree. I think Vegeta matches Gogeta Blue, and I think Gogeta Blue is worse than Zamasu, as this list also indicates. Zamasu can 1v3. Zamasu is a strike-based version of Kid Buu that's kind of botched. They made him good, but he needs a lot to get going. He needs to do, probably a full hand of cards to actually get really good ramp up of damage. His ultimate's very good, but you need like an LF Broly effect to where they're going to swap in and out, so you want to kill, but then you don't have Blast Armor on ultimate. Your green card's a long animation, so Zamasu has quirks, but I do think he's better than Vegeta. I think Vegeta suffers from a syndrome similar to Gogeta Blue when he dropped, which, well, Gogeta Blue didn't have the syndrome, it's more that we didn't understand that he needed this. He needs somebody. Vegeta needs somebody, right? So if you run on Vegeta family, sure, he'll look great because you have Super Saiyan Blue Purple Vegeta. Given he is over a year old and some change, that guy still supports well, and he's going to give Ki, which Vegeta doesn't want, but he'll give enough damage inflicted to where the Ki will kind of even out, and then you'll have good damage inflicted overall. He wants that, and since God Ki doesn't offer that, Vegeta should be lower. I'd say Vegeta's probably a little above this Gohan. Gogeta Blue would be right next to Zamasu, and then Zamasu would be the top 3 of these 3 LFs right here, right? Yeah, Zamasu is undervalued. I think on regen he is very good. I think on, well, regen actually could run a strike or blast base setup with a strike based regen, which is DKP, Fat Buu, and Zamasu. Manipulation of Rising Rush and lock-in, very good. On top of this guy's green card, and then both units, I think this guy does more to Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, Buu does more to Saiyans, and then DKP with that poison, and you have a full strike base setup. It's very good. It's a very good team. I think he's a little undervalued on this list, in my opinion. I could even see him being above Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, above DKP for sure. Zamasu is very undervalued. I don't understand why, but let's continue going through this a little quickly because I want to get into the meat and potatoes of what I disagree with. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I guess, yeah, he's an alternate option on a Saiyan team. He is strike-based while you want to run a blast-based setup, but I could see him being a little bit higher. Doesn't really matter, though. Gohan shouldn't be S tier. He doesn't make S tier. Simple. This Gohan's probably like below Purple Vegito, maybe below Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, even maybe below this Blue Super Saiyan 3 Goku, in my opinion. I really dislike this Gohan because if you don't cover in and they drop combo, this Gohan's dead. He needs cover cut. Cover cut meaning mid combo. He needs that or he won't do anything. He won't look great. He won't tank well, and that's the only thing he really does well. Main ability and ultimate are fine with what they do, but it's like you're going to use him to tank, and if he's not going to tank, then he's useless. Don't like him in that regard. Kind of like Android 16. He can do damage, but you kind of need to like force it, right? Same with this Gohan. You need to force it on like a Super Saiyan team, and then he's being blue. He's competing with Bardock. Blue with purple is not the greatest setup because, and if you guys didn't see earlier, every single green unit in existence came out in PvP against my matches, so that could happen to you, right? Tier 1. Goten, I guess I could see Goten being S. I mean, it's not really a big deal. I could just see him being S, but it's not a big deal. Angel Vegeta should be S tier. If Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Namek Goku are S tier, well, Z and S, then Angel Vegeta, the last core unit of the Saiyan team, should also be S. It's just how that works. Same thing here with Vados. That's one of the core units of God Ki. You're going to bring Vados into every singular God Ki match, regardless if you really need her or not. You're going to bring her when you bring Vegito Blue. You're going to bring her when you bring Super Saiyan Blue Goku. You're going to bring her when you bring, I don't know, whoever the fuck else you run on God Ki, even though you don't really need to run any other unit. You're going to bring her. So even if she's not the greatest thing, she's coming into every match because she has great things in her kit, right? She is a liability, but she's still a strong asset while being a liability. It's perplexing. Green Broly. Is this the first Green Super Saiyan and he's in Tier 1? Really? Really? Green Volt. Yeah, Green Broly. Can't even speak. Undervalued to shit. Really? Why? I'm concerned. Super Saiyan team led by Bardock with offensive powers. I mean, if you don't have like Gohan as a good purple, then you could just bring this green Broly and have a tankier Super Saiyan team. And I run this guy a lot on movies, like not just bench. I bring him into my matches if I want to bring like a super defensive team, like it kind of stated there. Bojack, this guy, and rival Gohan. If I want to run movies and be cancerous, this guy offers very good sustain and probably will always be one of the best tanks in the game. I think he should be top of tier 1, if not S tier. I think he could easily be surpassing this blue Gohan. I really, again, don't like that Gohan at all. And Broly doesn't need to, you know, be in cover cut. He just tanks without covering it. He's good like that. That's how a good unit should be when they're tanking, right? Not like Gohan or 16. Majub, yeah, Fusion's just not that good of a team, so that makes sense. It's probably not actually Majub's fault. It's just Fusion's GT. Not that great of teams. Also confused why Majub isn't on Super Warriors, because it's not, like, I don't get it. Like, it's Earthlings that are Z fighters, or fighters to protect the Earth. No. Kamiklo's on it. He's not an Earthling. Majub, technically an Earthling, but he's not on it. But he protects the Earth? I don't get it. But okay, he should be on Super Warriors. Maybe Oob will be when we get him, but Majub, which I guess is a discrepancy, isn't on it, which makes no sense to me. Revival Goku, I feel like he's a liability. He is dependent on Vados, so if you're going to have Vados, you need Revival Goku, and vice versa. Kind of that trio of Vegito Blue, Revival Goku, and Vados is the only trio that will ever work for those 3 units. He needs her. So he has a liability in that, and he does no damage. He's just there to stall. And Revival units being so annoying, he does it well. So, it makes sense why he's there. Jiren, let me read Jiren's explanation here. And the trend of the EX units, exceptional, well-rounded toolkit. He needs a little bit of team help. Rival units had a stud blue unit. Yeah. So it's because of Topo, right? Okay. So, if Topo was like Dispo level, then this Jiren would probably be like up here, like probably where Angel Vegeta is, even though I'd have Angel Vegeta in S tier. He'd probably be like up there on this tier list because Topo's the best Pride Trooper that we have. Best Rival Universe, best Universe Survival Saga unit, even though he doesn't even put the tag. He's still the best one on those teams, and that's where Jiren wants to fight. So, Jiren's very good, but he just doesn't replace the overall utility of Topo being good damage. Basically future Gohan with the support. Every time he's tapped, he's going to buff your allies damage. Lock-in of an ultimate blue card that's a fast animation, and I believe it increases the enemy sub count or lowers your own sub count, whatever he does. And then good damage on Strike and Blast. So it's hard to replace Topo. So I'm surprised this Jiren kind of contends in a spot to be close to that. Frieza, I mean, I don't have him, so I'm going to not try to validate my argument, but I would say powerful opponent, you don't need a yellow. It'd be cool to have him, to bring him into a match. It's just, you'll never be surprised with Frieza's damage, I think, just from my limited experience fighting against him, which I really mean limited, like 5 to 6 matches since he's come out. He's never impressed me, he's never overwhelmed me, he's never won a match against me. He just looks okay, so I guess it makes sense where he's at. I think he could be a little lower, because Gaki is more relevant tag than powerful opponent. Saiyans is more relevant. Androids, you could even argue, is more relevant than powerful opponent. But hey, what do I know? I don't own him. Vegito Blue, he's actually, I'm surprised he didn't go up in value. He should have went up in value, because if you don't know, Vegito Blue is actually a good unit to synergize with Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. He gets Ki recovery and damage inflicted. Vegeta wants Ki recovery. Let's say you do like 4 cards with this Vegito Blue, then you swap to Vegeta, he'll draw a card maybe, then you go into one, and then you go into another, then you'll have damage inflicted buffs on top of already having that Ki recovery for the next time. I think he's good for this Vegeta, but obviously Beerus, you know, color matching with Vegeta is better. Vegito Blue definitely is one of those units that should have been a lot better on his release. And speaking of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, yeah, I honestly, I'd say he's lower. I'd say Gogeta could probably be below Beerus, huh? Yeah, I could say that. Beerus just has really good value now because of Evolution Blue. Yeah. Gogeta's probably below Beerus. Just, you're not going to run him on Saiyans. I mean, you can run him for Z ability, I guess. Double defenses again. Have quadruple double defenses, but you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku there who already does that. And it's a better unit, obviously. Fusions, again, not really good team. GT, even a 14-star of the Super Saiyan for Gogeta is still outmatched by a Senkai 7 Super 17. So, you don't run him anywhere. So he could just be dropped down a lot. This Super Saiyan 3 Goku... I barely see him as well. Thinking about it, I guess he makes sense because Namegoku's better, right? And GT, again, not a real tag. The only reason he's probably up here is because he's the only blue 4 GT that's actually good compared to Ice. Same thing with Maju, probably, with why he's up where he is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no real value in him. It's just that he's a better Ice. That's it. 17, I actually thought he'd be a little higher up because, well, actually, because Vegeta's yellow. I guess. This guy does have good value, but I do think Vegeta could replace him in an argument. So I'd say this makes sense. Beerus, I think, should be higher to where he's at Super Saiyan Vegeta level. If I'm about to sneeze, I apologize. Apologies. I'm sorry. I kind of warned you guys. So if you had, like, your ears get fucked up, I apologize. Beerus should be Super Saiyan for Gogeta level. Vegeta, yeah, he should have dropped down a little bit further because he's still very overrated. Kamikolo, no argument. I could say 21 is above Kamikolo in most circumstances. Green Goku Black to Broly. I mean, this is just nitpicking, but Ultra Vegeta is definitely higher than Green Goku Black and Broly. Broly's fine where he is. Green Goku Black should drop down a little bit because Future is just not that relevant. Future Gohan EX is fine there. Trunks should drop down 10 more tiers because he's complete ass. Topo. They put Jiren here, but they said Topo's better. Okay. Whatever the fuck that means. Sure, why not? Cell, blah, 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 blah. And then Robbery. Wow. Robbery greater than a 6-star UI. I think that was more just a meme, right? They can't. Let's see the explanation because I'm trying to think here. It's not even much to explain. Robbery's a very good tank, but that's honestly about all he does. Sponge up damage, has endurance, provides a team heal, but is willful offensively, and his team isn't the greatest. To UI, especially to Rose, thinking about it logically. I've been running Rose quite a bit, and mine is at 6 stars. 20% chance to remove a ball every singular strike arts done is insane. Bleeding while the enemy is not even out and on standby is insane. Nullifying endurance on every hit is still very good. Going neutral while nullifying endurance on every hit on his blue cards, that's a quick animation, is very good. Chaining a green into a blue mid-combo is very good. I think Rose is criminally underrated, and you guys will see it in the 1-hour PvP video. I just suck Rose off. Well, I'm going to suck Rose off because, don't take that out of context, please, Jesus Christ. I'm going to, basically, because I think he's very good. He has easily won me matches with Kid Buu and him running alongside one another. Then you bring, like, Bojack for a little bit of tanking, Green Cooler if you're up against the Super Saiyan base team, Purple DKP if you really want to run, like, Purple Blue or something like that. Rose is very good. I very much value this guy higher than a lot of people, I think, currently value him. Cooler is definitely not above DPS Frieza, I'm sorry. Maybe it's team-wise, but team-wise, Cooler's still not above. So, I disagree with that. DPS Frieza should be a little higher. Green Cooler should definitely be a lot higher because Powerful Opponent is runnable. Given they just need a support unit, but Green Cooler is probably... Is he your best option? I don't know. You can argue Jiren, you can argue Cooler, but more of your powerful opponents are movie-based with Bojack, with Yellow Broly, with this Green Cooler. You're getting more Z ability buffs from Green Cooler than, let's say, Jiren. So, he is above Jiren, I believe, on this list, right? Because, yeah, Jiren's way low. Okay, that's a little bit undervaluing, but sure. Vegito Blue It's only at 6, so I'm not going to even say anything. Mine's just way too high to even compare it. Bergamo, he's still the best Rival Universe Red, like by a mile. I don't know. I always just will overvalue Bergamo, even if I'm wrong. I think Bergamo could be like where this Trunks is, honestly. Like, Bergamo's very good still. He will never be bad in my eyes, because all uncancelable buffs, and the only negative to his kit is that he takes a little bit of time, which isn't even that long of time. It's like Super Saiyan 3 Goku amount of time to look his best. And his ultimate has no blast armor, but you want to do it with Allies Alive, which is also an it's a give and take, right? You have uncancelable buffs on everything. Green card that counters very quickly, and you can sidestep very quickly out of it if you do mess with it. One of the better units in the game that'll probably age phenomenally. Broly, and you have Rebel Gohan on Super Saiyan, so that's the only place you're going to see him. Red Cooler, you could run on a powerful opponent, but you have Bojack. Android units, I'm not going to care about, because androids are just dead. You're not going to run androids, sorry. And blast-based androids definitely are not the move, so. Green 21, don't really care about. Go 10, good sub option for future Gohan, but that's about it. Android 18, I mean, Jiren's better. Ramon, don't really care. Champa, don't care. And Ginyu, don't really care. Then what else here is important? Super Saiyan for Goku is below a pool. Okay. Really? Okay. Launch being criminally underrated. You look at her kit. If you just go in game, look at her kit. Look at her when she's last man standing. She can get her advantage back up to 3 times. Just on green card. Stupid. Launch is very good. Very, very good. And still straight 3 Dragon Balls on her main ability. They can pop very quickly. Very good for manipulating Rising Rush and all that. And then Yamcha, I saw this earlier. Criminally underrated. This guy locks in when he starts taking a combo. And then main ability restores Vanish like Super Saiyan Blue Goku on the main itself. Then you have decent damage, criticals, all that. Just that his teams aren't the greatest. Same thing with Launch. But overall, I just disagree with Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I don't know. I just easily, after seeing that video talking about, well, seeing a video talking about Gogeta versus Vegeta, it's not really a contest. It's that Vados is the liability, which I understand, but it's also that Vegeta creates a liability with Beerus, so it's like you give and take, and who's a better unit overall, Vados or Beerus? Vados. You have team healing 24/7, it feels like, especially if you have green cards with her, to every unit, and it's not just to one unit. Beerus doesn't really have that much value, personally speaking. I just think from that alone, Gogeta is just a better unit, because the team-wise, you're going to run Vados nonetheless for your other units, if not just for Vegito Blue. Beerus, you're going to run because of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. You're not really going to be prioritizing anyone else, and that could actually get you killed in a match, in my opinion. If I seem tired, by the way, I'm recording both these videos, so I just did the PvP video, and then I am recording this like an hour after, because Sunday schedule is always fucked up. I always said this. Sunday schedule is always random with what I'm going to upload and what I'm going to, actually think of to do, because I have to do it the night before, because it's all just hectic the day of Sunday. I don't know why. Nothing even fucking happens Sunday. Just that everyone's off, so no real time to record, right? But overall, this list, I mean, Goku maybe a little overvalued. Maybe Kid Buu is a little undervalued. Most regen units seemed undervalued, besides Purple DKP, which I still understand he is a very good option, and regen's only purple option, but it's like, there's teams you don't need every color, right? Like God Key, you really don't need a purple. So there's no purple in S tier. That makes sense. Regen, you really don't need a purple. You have Kid Buu who can shit stomp in 1v3. You have Zamasu who has a capability of 1v3. You have Yellow DKP who can manipulate Rising Rush. Fat Buu that can lock in. Android 21, Kamikolo that can go neutral. Like, you have everything else. You really don't need DKP on this list, honestly. Just looking at the main units of regen that are on this list, you have Fat Buu, Kid Buu, so you have 2 colors. Then you have, okay, DKP or LF Piccolo, 3 colors. Then Zamasu, that's 4 colors. You don't need the 5th color of this DKP, and he's definitely not better than a 6-star Zamasu, I'll tell you that one. I don't know where they get off on sucking off DKP like this. I have understood that he is a good unit, but I don't think he's a necessity for a regen team to thrive as someone that runs a regen team that's more blast-based. I don't need to bring this guy into every match to win my matches. Just doesn't help that much. Besides that, I think this is fine. They haven't updated that much, obviously. This cancer bullshit, these top 3, do not deserve, well, top 4, I guess, do not deserve to be the top echelon of the game, but it is what it is. Hopefully it does change with the leader update and all that, and Zenkai's just become absolutely useless. I mean, there is always the chance of nerfing units, but Legends probably will never do that, and people that are going to tell me they can't nerf units, it's illegal in Japan, blah, blah. No, when you first sign into the game, when you first make an account, they literally ask you, do you accept balance changes or adjustments to units to come in the future? Adjustments mean good or bad. Balance changes happened. They were all good. There have been no nerfs to units, but nerfs can happen because that's what a balance change is. Look at any game that has them. You'll see it. So, wish they do that, but they probably won't. Let me know what you guys think of all this. I personally think it is fine. I don't think there's too big of issues. Again, this just big debate that everyone's been having of Gogeta to Evolution Vegeta is whatever at this point. You know, just run whoever the fuck you want, honestly. But if you're thinking viability-wise and the best teams for the best units, Gogeta is the better unit, just overall. I don't think it's really an argument, just because you're always going to rock Vados, because other units want Vados. No other units want you to rock LF Beerus. Everyone else wants Vados on the team. That's why I think it's a better unit. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, I apologize if I do sound out of it. I am tired, and I need to sleep. See you guys in the next one.